This was after Vince bought the company and took over, and I was just sitting home doing nothing, watching, birds fly outside.
Collecting money, by the way.
Yeah, I had a couple bucks, but when Vince called me and basically said, "What do you think about coming in?" I thought this is going to be a great opportunity to end my career on a positive note as a talent and just have fun doing it. And in that short period of time that I was with WWE, and I had a little bit of a chance, I never got to know Vince well at all. I don't want anybody to think that. But I was around him enough, got to know him a little bit. He deserved to win that war. He's a fighter. He threw everything he had at it. He risked his family, his fortune, his health probably. He threw everything up against the wall to win that war, and he deserved to win it. And it was a great opportunity for me to spend 4 or 5 years there.
And you feel very satisfied at the way that eventually culminated? Because you came on Raw as general manager, you were put on a pedestal, and I think they did a great job of putting Eric Bischoff over, considering that at one time he was the enemy, right?
No, I was Satan. He was Satan. And by the way, there are still some people within WWE that look at me as Satan. But that's okay. I don't take it personally. It is what it is. But no, it was a great opportunity, and I got to be friends with people that I wasn't friends with before. And
like Ric Flair?
Oh, Rick and I, we've been friends forever.
All right, hold on. Hold on, Mr. Flair has a question.
We'll get a microphone to you. Go ahead,
I wanted to ask you, how can you envision WCW still around today? Like, example, when you guys might have your own network.
I spend about no time thinking about things like that. I just, and by the way, I wish I would have been the one hiring Vince McMahon and putting him on a pedestal, just for the record. But it didn't turn out that way, and I don't spend any time looking at the past. I really don't. It's too hard to imagine. It's like, what would it be like if I would have been the one that walked by the 7-Eleven with a $100 million lottery ticket was sold? I don't have the time for it. I don't mean to be disrespectful to your question, but to be honest, I just don't think about it.
All right, we got one more.
One for Eric Bischoff. At your peak of the WCW Monday Nitro, I was wondering how come WCW Monday Nitro never got to the Garden or tried to have a show in the Garden?
That's a really good question. It was a very political situation. Vince McMahon and I think Vince McMahon Sr. had long-standing ties, long before that, with Madison Square Garden, and I don't think there was enough money for us to buy our way in because of those relationships, to be quite honest.
I might just add to that, one of the most unique percentage deals in the business at that time was anything over $200,000 in Madison Square Garden in revenue generated at the gate. 30% went to the promoter, Vince, 70% went to the Garden. That is an outrageous price to pay for the greatest venue, I guess I'd have to say, in wrestling today. Hope that might have added to your info about some of the politics. Yes, right there.
For Eric is also, can you talk a little bit about the very first meeting you had with Vince McMahon when you came in, what that was like and how awkward it might have been? It
wasn't awkward at all, to be honest with you. I mean, we talked on the phone for about 15 minutes. It was a very simple, easy conversation. I made up my mind. It was something that I wanted to do. When I got to WWE, literally the first time that I was on TV there, it was important to me that we kept everything quiet as possible. I still believe it. Gangrel and I talked about this and driving down here the other day. Making things feel real and making them feel believable. To me, no matter what anybody else says, even though they're making more money than I am in this business, it's got to feel real. It's got to feel unpredictable. You've got to surprise people once in a while. And I was adamant about keeping it quiet. So adamant that I bought my own plane ticket I didn't even want WWE Travel to arrange my travel. Bought my own plane ticket to get to TV, hid in a limo until right before I went out, didn't interface with anybody until I walked backstage. And I think I walked into Booker T, and he damn near fell over, and people were looking like, oh my God, what in the hell? But it was a kind of real reaction that was so cool. But it wasn't awkward at all. It was a seamless, great transition that I look back on fondly.
And it was certainly effective because I think at that juncture, your presence and kind of the consolidation of the best of WCW and WWE jump-started that organization on the bigger and better things. Questions? Anybody?
We got one for Ron.
Yeah. Right here?
Right here.
For Ron?
Yeah. I got a question concerning your tag team with Bradshaw. Who came up with the idea to change the acolytes with the ministry into what it morphed into as the APA?
It just tied right in with what the Undertaker was, at that time was doing, I mean, him needing henchmen, just say for instance, what you just paralleled it to a lot of people looked at, when they looked at him, they looked at correlated death, hell, and all of this thing. So it kind of had the connotation to where it wasn't quite, you couldn't quite figure it out whether he was good guys, bad guys because of the way it was done. So him being this mythical figure, somewhat satanic in a way, and hell is hell's henchman that we were at that time with him. So him protecting him from anything that would come along. So then comes along this thing with the Undertaker being himself, didn't need any protection as it went on. We all know that. So it got to the point to where he was, kind of hiring us out for others who would need protection, and then that's how the APA really paralleled and got started in its own right from there. As he went on, did his own thing eventually. Then we just took it, to the next level and just said, well, hey, we'll just hire ourselves out, and that's really how he and I, Bradshaw and I got started.
Okay, we've got about.
I've got one right here.
Hold on a second, though, Scott. We've got about 5 minutes to go. Tommy Dreamer, by the way, has got a great card for you tonight that I think is going to stun you. It's a little bit of hardcore, but it's a little bit of something else, too. That happens at 7 o'clock right here. You're going to see a lot of action. Scott, next question.
Hello, my name is David, and I have 2 questions for Eric Bischoff. My first one is, in WCW, via 96, 97, WCW had a master undercard, but for one reason or another, there was just an implosion of lucha libre wrestlers. What was the thought behind that? And my second question is, what was the original thought, or how did it roll when you came up with the Elimination Chamber?
I hate to break this to you. I didn't come up with the Elimination Chamber. I think it was Triple H, but I was the general manager, and my role was to make it look like I did. And I did a damn good job, didn't I? I still get that question all the time. I said, how'd you come up with that idea? I just read it. As he said, you came up with the Elimination Chamber. As far as, bringing in the luchadors, that was a very conscious effort on my part. And there was a period of time, and I can't remember, you guys will bust me out on this because I don't remember what I did yesterday, more or less what I did in 1996. But when we had Nitro, I think it started out as 3 hours, then it went to 2, then it went back to 3 or something like that, I can't remember. But I remember we had the middle of the show, because we started out hot, and then we started getting a little bit of soft in the middle, and then we'd always end up hot, with the main event. And we were looking at that soft spot in our ratings and thinking, okay, what can we do to liven that up, but not be repetitive? And the idea behind bringing in the luchadors and Chris Benoit, and Eddie Guerrero, and Dean Malenko at the time was I wanted them to be my human car crash. I wanted so much fast-paced action that was different than the heavyweight stuff, because heavyweight wrestling is more storytelling, it's slower, it's more dramatic. And at that time, that style was relatively new and underexposed to the American television audience. So that was the purpose of it. And it worked, and of course we built on it.
We have one right here.
Let's do it.
You two guys on the end talked about coming up during wrestling, and that was obviously a while back. You, Eric, have a lot of TV experience, of course, and Gangrel, you're running a school now, so this is for anybody on the panel. What are your thoughts on the Performance Center? And now, at least in WWE perspective, kind of having a uniform way for everybody to come up.
Well, the truth, I'll tell you the truth, I haven't seen the Performance Center, I haven't been down there personally. The idea of it is kind of cool, but I miss the territories. I miss them getting out and mixing in with all the workers and getting out on the road. What I think wrestling needs is when an older worker like Ron will take you under his wing and you travel town to town with him like that. You go to the Performance Center, chances are you're going to come out there a cookie cutter or you're going to fall behind. You're just going around and you're getting a lot of big guys that look the same, walking through a gym, or you're an ex-NFL player, you're this, you're that. And they send you out to the Performance Center. You know, for them maybe it's good because it's going to save them some money and weed some people out really fast. But for professional wrestling, I don't know. I miss characters. I miss guys that can wrestle. I miss guys that are believable. I miss the mystique of a heel. If you see a heel in the bar, you want to buy him a drink, but you're afraid to go up because you think that son of a gun's going to punch you out because you believe he's one bad mother, you know. And then I miss all that. And I think you start losing that all, and when you start mass producing things, and they just start coming out the same. You know, Rusev was a student of Rikishi and myself at Knoxborough Academy. We were very proud of him because he took, these other guys they're going to go in there, and they had no opinion when they go in there, so they're going to be programmed to be exactly what they want them to be programmed to be, and then that's what you're seeing on TV right now. And I'm sorry if that upsets anybody, but that's just my honest opinion about that.
I think we get time for one more question.
One more question, and I'm going to say something.
Okay, I'll make this quick. One word going down the panel. Bobby Heenan, go.
Gangrel? Bobby Heenan.
Awesome. I'm taking 2 words. Absolute genius.
I think I probably could go a little further than that.
Yeah, I think you can go better than that. And you know what? It's very rare that you can, as when it comes along, the guys can, without getting in the ring, they can enhance this business with their mouth, and it doesn't get any better than Bobby Heenan. One of the rare guys you will ever see or meet in this business that can take a guy and make him into this business.
God bless him. You know, Stevie Ray, I think you agree with me because we've talked about Bobby. He was a guy you loved to hate. He was that freaking good. You love to hate him. And boy, could he generate heat.
I would just like to say one thing about Bobby Heenan. One of the funniest guys I ever met in my life. That's it.
Gino, we're going to wrap this up.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you.
Hold on, Gene.
What, you got one more?
I have to say something. I want everybody to stand up and give Gene sort of the Lifetime Achievement Award. This is a man who's dedicated his life for all of us, who never got a 3 count on anybody. I personally love you, and I know everybody else does. You made all of our lives much better. Thank you.
Scotty, I appreciate the kind words. Send me a fucking check.
Podcast? I thought Rocket Pepper was having a podcast.